everyone, welcome back to another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. Guys, I've got a really good one here for you. Probably first in the world to actually both supply and help you install this part. We've got the Holden Rodeo RA. That's going to be from 03 to about 09 they discontinued it. The clock spring, guys, the clock spring that goes in front of your airbag, the thing that helps the wires travel through the wheel as you turn. That's what we're replacing. Super common fault with the Rodeo was the airbag light on the dash, and often it was caused by the driver's side airbag clock spring. So guys, I'm going to teach you how to not only remove the airbag safely, also replace the clock spring, reinstall everything back together, and get you back on the road. Happy days. Now guys, don't forget, Parts Factory Australia, every video that we do, we also supply the part that we are showing you how to install. So if you need it, click on the title of the video. The description will pop down. You can buy it, order it to your door, free express post anywhere in Australia. And yes, we do have FedEx available, so we can send it anywhere in the world, wherever you are. We'll get it delivered to your door, guys, and use this video, learn how to install it, and then give it a thumbs up to show me that you appreciate the work. Guys, if you can, sub to the channel. But other than that, guys, I won't waste your time any further. Let's jump into it. Alrighty, guys, so first things first, I just wanted to quickly talk about where the clock spring actually is. So it's behind this pad here, which also means you got to take this steering wheel off. Now to do so, each car is different. This one has two pressure tabs. On the side of the steering wheel, you'll notice there's like a little slot where you could put a tool through. And then I guess it's our job to work out how to actually use that little slot. Righty guys, so after a bit of struggling, I've managed to get a little bit closer. I think I need to get the horn pad off, and then I'll show you how to get it off from the inside, if you know what I mean. So just give me one moment. Yeah, there you go. So that's actually working. See, that side's popped now. Come back over to this side. Try the same thing, and hopefully can get it to pop out. Yeah, that popped. So it's looking like one more, right? There you go. And there it is there, guys, and it just pops out like so. Sorry about the struggle, but it is what it is. And then, guys, you can just pop this yellow tab like so up into the air. You can pop that plug out and then pop the horn pad plug. You can just depress down on the little tab, and the actual airbag should pop out of your way. There you go. And pop that to the side. Guys, I wanted to track back, now that we've got the hard part done, and just go over how it actually pops out. If you have a look straight down these little tubes, if I can get it to focus, you'll see a little metal rod in there. And if you see how I can poke through there, and then if you have a look around the back, as you muck with that piece of wire, this bit of wire in here changes. And that's really what you're doing, guys. You're popping on the inside of the steering wheel, and you're just pressing on this bit of wire, and by doing so, you allow the horn pad to pop out of each one of these pins. So you come in, and you push, pop, pop, come over to the other side, pop, pop, and then yeah, it will pop off. But as you saw, even with my struggle with pre-existing experience, it was still a pain. They usually are. This is a bad design. I do much prefer a couple Torx bits on each side, but yeah, if you do find the ones with this poppable design, good luck, but definitely at least you can see that it can be done. Alrighty guys, so now that we've established how to get the horn pad off, we now need to talk about how to get the actual steering wheel off. So let me just put this back on the tripod. Alrighty guys, so this clock spring has a large cable that runs to the back, so just bear that in mind. We are going to be coming down into this area and accessing a bit of the area in there. But for now, We've got to get this, looks like 17 mil off, and take the steering wheel completely off. I'm also going to take the key out. I'm also going to make sure the steering's nice and straight before we do this next step. But yeah, run and grab a 17 mil on a rattle gun, and we're going to take that 17 mil off. Alrighty guys, so it's actually a 19 mil, so you can just come in here, rattle gun that off, but then leave it on ever so slightly, because you now need to grab the steering wheel, get in a bit of a brakes position, give it a nice twist until you feel it loosen up. Once it's loose like that, you can then take this bolt off, stick it over to your left, and pop that steering wheel off nice and easy. Okay, that's your clock spring there, guys, but it's still behind this cover. So we've got our Phillips head screw gun. We're going to come through. We're going to undo 1, 2, maybe one more back here by the looks of things. 3. Remember, we're going to keep all these screws because they're all going to be going back on. And then you can pop this top piece off usually. If you can't get it straight away, you can just put the screwdriver in through there, pop up one side, pop up the other side. If you want, you can now leave the top piece on because it's the bottom piece we're going for. So, you know what? For the video's purpose, yeah, I might just be able to leave it there like that. Guys, this yellow cable here on the left tracks around. It comes down and it plugs in underneath over here. All right, so at this point, we're still down here. We're gonna undo this yellow plug, but there might be a zip tie holding it in place. So if you've got a pair of cutters, you will need to cut that zip tie out of your way. I've got no cutters down here, so I'm just going to use a little tool just to break it. Okay guys, so up here you'll have a little yellow plug. At the start it might be confusing to unplug. We're going to work it out though. Righty guys, so you just pull on it and it'll pop down like so. Hoping you guys can see that clearly. And basically, these are usually a funny plug because they are an airbag plug. So you can bring it right down, that's nice. And then usually you just use like a little screwdriver and you can just push through. Let me just have a think. Oh yeah, there you go. So you just pull up on that tab right there and it will then just release, and then you can bring all that yellow plug to the front. It's actually almost done guys, and then you can just use your Phillips heads. 1, whoops, 2, 3, and the last one here, 4. And yeah, of course, that's your clock spring there guys, nice and easy. Now, before we go any further, 2 things. I'm going to be reinstalling the broken one. I'm not going to use a nice parts factory one on this old scrap car, but pretty self-explanatory. It's obviously an OEM replica guys, so you can just go ahead, follow the exact same procedure, but of course in the other direction. You got your 4 Phillips head screws. Once you've got it all pulled apart, plugged in, you can then pull on this tab and that unlocks the clock spring. Don't forget to do that. Otherwise, you'll destroy your clock spring pretty much on the first go. So, we could just pretend we're installing our new one. Hopefully you've got yours from Parts Factory. You can bring it on through. So you're lining it up like that, guys. On the inside here, you'll notice some little teeth you got to line up with your clock spring. Yours should already be lined up though because it's nice and straight. Of course, you got your Phillips head screws. 1. It's very hot out here in Fairyland. I hope you guys have somewhere cool and not in the sun. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now at this point, you can now go ahead and plug the clock spring back into the car. like so, and then tuck it up out of the way where we saw it was situated before. Now at this point you want to grab a nice zip tie and re-zip tie all that together like it was. So we can continue moving forward, guys. You've got to put it up out of the way so it's nice and neat. Now once you've done all that, you can then go ahead and reinstall the bottom trim piece, which is those Phillips head screws and whatnot. So lining it all up, you can raise it back into position. Remember, these trims are designed to make everything look neat and tidy. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get it all neat and tidy. Everybody's happy. There you go. She's lined back up. These are just pressure clips. They clip in with an audible click. And then you can grab your drill once more. And of course, bring the screws back up into position. If you don't get it first time, you're not alone, guys. Bring it up into position. Sometimes I'll have to get in under there just so I can see a bit clearer, which just means that it might be a bit of an awkward position, but it is what it is. Right, so I got one that I reckon I can get here. Like so. Once I've got one of them, let's hope that it assists me to get the rest. There you go there. So at this point, you've got your new clock spring installed. It's now time to tuck the cables through the hole, like so, and gently put your steering wheel on nice and straight. Should be perfectly straight. Of course, our 19mm nut from before, you got to get this nice and tight, guys, like so. And then of course, time to bring our big horn pad back over. You can have it upside down, plug it in. Remember, this will be your new clock spring now, so that you can clear that airbag light off the dash. Lining it all up, pressing it in, and then pressing down on the lock clip. Don't forget your horn pad, because at this point, guys, we're going to rotate it around, bring it in, give it a nice push, and it'll all lock into place. And guys, that would be job complete. Alrighty guys, I hope everything's gone nice and smooth. As you can see, the job's actually not too difficult realistically. Obviously, you know, you are playing with airbags, so you do have to be very careful as you're getting in and around that area. I guess the hardest part was realistically removing the steering wheel. Once the steering wheel's off, you know, making sure the steering wheel's straight, making sure plugs are plugged in correctly, and then of course, making sure once it's all done, said and done, you have to clear that airbag light and make sure to do a systems check and see if it's functioning correctly. Guys, don't forget, we have this part available at Parts Factory. From memory, $113.30, but don't hold me to that. Cruise onto the website, links in the description, get it on its way to you. Save yourself some money, guys, doing the install yourself. And yeah, I mean, it's savings of up to $300 to $400 if you consider an hour's labor plus probably $300 to $400 cost for genuine, when it's all the same stuff made in the same place. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. My name's Lucas and I'll see you next time.